good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog, Tuesday the 27th January. Hope you're all good. Been a very, very wet day. Just finally stopped raining here in Essex, but there we go. Going to start today. I've had quite a few messages following the video yesterday about the waiting time and handball disaster that I encountered. Thank you for all the messages. I've had time to dwell on it, and I think a couple of things. One, I will work for the shipper in the future. As I said, I've done quite a lot of jobs from over the 2-year period, and I don't think one incident should end that working relationship. However, I will intend to get that money, £10 be it, and maybe a bit more, back in future jobs. So if I put prices on in future and they don't accept the bid, well, there you go, that's the CX and that's the job. I think one other thing I've learned, and it probably was an error, can't do anything about the waiting time because that was in their job notes when the job's posted as an offer, so you read that and you understand that. I should have rang them about the handballing before I did it, but I think in my defence on that, I'd been on site for over an hour and I just wanted to get the bloody job done and finished and get off site, and so I just did it. And then sort of sorted it out afterwards. Maybe I should have rang them first and agreed that £20 or whatever it was, which sort of leads on something that's I've noticed many times over the couple of years I've been doing this job, and I've never spoken about it. We get jobs appear on the CX from shippers, Colchester to Colchester, and then when you click on the job, it says assistance needed to help a driver offload a van vehicle. I never bid on these jobs. I don't even want to unload and handball my own stuff, let alone go and help somebody else with the greatest respect. I understand why these jobs are on there. We all get loaded pretty much at warehouses, factories, and they're able to put things on with forklifts. And you get to delivery points and they're perhaps not quite as well equipped, and help is needed. I think we all follow Delivery Man, and he's made it very clear on his videos, due to his own health issues, he finds some handballing jobs very difficult and will try and avoid them if he can. And obviously I'm sure there's drivers out there that have some sort of physical disability, which means they can certainly do the job and drive the van okay, but they may have an issue with offloading. So I've got no problem with these jobs being posted. What I do have a problem with is the payment terms. I think on jobs like that, it should be immediate payment. They always seem to stick at their normal 30 days, date of invoice, 30 days, end of month, 45 days. I've even seen one once with 60 days. You're doing a bit of a favour, really, something that's different. I know you're getting paid for it, but I think it should be immediate payment. But just my opinion anyway. Right, on to today. We are crawling on our hands and knees towards the end of the month, I think. It was very quiet again yesterday afternoon. I was at home watching television and flicking through the CX, and there wasn't a lot about. I did finally get a job around about 5 o'clock-ish, which was from Colchester for 9 o'clock this morning, long wheelbase, going to Shepherd's Bush, London West 12, which is about... I should have written it down. I think it was about 65 miles, I think. I bid £120 and I got that job. So as a rate, pence per mile, that's a good rate. It is a sort of London delivery, but obviously it's nowhere near the congestion zone. It's just the time doing that distance. I've picked up at this place before. I know they open at 7, so I thought I'm going to get there for around 8 o'clock, see if I can get loaded a bit earlier. So I did get there about 10 past 8. The goods weren't ready. The bloke just said, no, we're packing it this morning, which was fine. Can't have any complaints. His job's booked for 9 o'clock. It's my choice to get there early. So I waited. However, it didn't take too long. It was one 2-metre pallet, and that got on. I was away at 10 to 9. Showing 2.5 hours to get to West 12. A couple of ways I can go, but in the end there was traffic. Every route had accidents, bad weather and delays. So I finished up just going down the A12 to the M25, M25 north to the M11, down the M11, and just got on the North Circular all the way around to Hanger Lane, then down the A40 going towards London, and cut off and made my way to the delivery. It was about 2.5 hours. Got there about 20 past 11. Lovely set of guys on site there. It was a school I was delivering to, electrical stuff. They got it off fairly quickly. I was away, invoice all uploaded, everything by 11:45. No intention to stay around West 12, West 3. There isn't much work coming out of there. There was a few little jobs, but they're all going into central London or into the city of London. I've really got no interest in going to them. I've got to pay the congestion zone, £15 or £18, £15, £18, whatever it is. And a lot of those jobs are £30 jobs. They rely on, it's normally small vans, and they sort of rely on guys doing £30 jobs. You can get 5 or 6 of them a day. You're probably doing okay. Not for me, so I decided to make my way back onto the A40, back up to Hanger Lane, round the North Circular. The intention was to get somewhere have some lunch about 12:30. I could stay on the North Circular, but I went up the A1 to the Stirling Corner. Round about there's Morrison's, and there's a Morrison's Daily petrol station with a Greggs and Burger King and various selection of foods. And it's a good place to park up and get an hour or so. So that's where I stopped, had some lunch, kept looking at the feed. Not a lot, again. One job that was from Watford going to Toaster, 65 miles, small van. I was going to put £60 on it. Well, I did put £60 on it. I didn't get it, and again, I'm not really surprised. There's going to be lots of vans that are coming out of London, heading towards the M1, that can divert off to Watford, that will be happy to do that job up to Toaster for probably petrol money, diesel money, 30 quid, £40 max. Didn't get that. Finished my lunch at 1. I thought I'm going to make my way to Braintree, see if we get anything on the way or around there. And typically, just as I've gone past the Loughton turn off on the M11, there's a nice little job from Ilford that was going to Southend, would have done, but I've missed the turn off, and no point trying to go back. It'd take me forever. And then went past Stansted Airport, nice little job from Harlow. Again, typically I've gone past it, going up to Peterborough. Same problem, might have been vans prepared to do that cheap, but that would have been a nice little £60, £70 job to top the day up. I've just waited in Braintree for about 20 minutes, nothing come out of there. Whittam, Great Dunmow, Colchester. So it looks like another early finish, 2:30. I'm just making my way home. I'll be home for about 3:15. The problem this time of year, obviously, apart from being quiet, you've really got to be on top of jobs to get them. When it's busy, you can get away with driving 30 minutes to a pickup. You can't now. There's just so many vans around that unless you're really on top of a job, you're not going to get it, A, on price possibly, or if your price is competitive, then someone's going to be closer. And that's just the way it is. I have won a job for the morning. It's only going to be a little one from Colchester to Chelmsford, but it's a 7 o'clock pickup, so it gets me going, gets me started, gets some money on the board, and hopefully it'll still be early enough by the time that's done to try and pick something decent up. Just need to try and top my money up a little bit this week. Had a good week last week, but this week not so good. But there we go, that's how it is. I hope you've been okay yourself. I hope the weather hasn't been too bad. I've seen some horror pictures, I think down in the West Country, and even the M1, I think between junctions 7 and 8 is down to the hard shoulder due to flooding. So I hope you stayed safe and everything good, and we'll have another go tomorrow. So take care, all the best. Cheers, Paul.